first question is, will you make a YouTube clip with Patty? I don't know. If she's around in this, and yeah, why? Yeah, of course I would make a YouTube clip with Patty. In other words, what you're saying is you want me to go out of my way to make a YouTube clip with Patty. So in other words, like before the show, when I'm like in like bull mode, or but I'll try to do that. There you go. Okay. What's your favorite music and who influenced you the most? Gospel and gospel music probably had the biggest influence, and second biggest influence I would have to say is musicals. Rodgers and Hammerstein, Rodgers and Hart, Annie Get Your Gun, Oklahoma, Carousel, I don't know, keeps going, moving on like that. And then finally, the Rolling Stones in the 60s, when they came out and introduced me to the blues. So there you go. What do I think of the TV show Ghost Adventurers? I think there's only one true ghost show on TV, and that is Ghost Hunters, because all the others go in to show you that they're ghosts there. And Ghost Hunters, Grant and Jason, they go in to tell you there's not. They go in to try to explain why there's not a ghost in your house, or there's not a ghost in this building. They look for the alternative, as opposed to going in and going, oh, there's a ghost here. So I much prefer that. How was it to work with Jack Black on Tenacious D? Well, I've known Jack a long time. In fact, Jack was originally cast to play, this is before you knew who Jack Black was, originally cast to play me in that VH1 bio television pick. And so he was originally cast, and then it got postponed, and his career took off, and after that he kept saying, I want me to play my father. And I said, when Jack calls me and asks me, I will. So one Sunday, I'm watching football, Jack calls me on the phone, meet this Jack, and I'm trying to figure out Jack who. And it took me about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm talking to him, because he's like saying, well, they said you wanted me to call you. And I'm going, who did I say? Finally I figured out, oh, Jack! Jack, how are you? So there you go. Oh, if there's ever a show you could perform again, which one would it be and why? Well, there's 2 shows, and they were both in the same place. They were both in Amsterdam, and they were both in a theater called the Ahoy. No, not the Ahoy, that's the Rotterdam venue, the Heineken Music Hall. And 2 shows back to back, probably the worst 2 shows of my entire career. And why? Well, first of all, I don't like the Heineken Music Hall. I don't like the way it sounds in there. And second of all, the first one I was really sick, and the second one, I don't know. It had to just do with my my inability to play the Heineken Music Hall. So those 2 I would play over, only I wouldn't play them in the Heineken Music Hall. I'd go down to Rotterdam and play them at the Ahoy.